We do have some New Year's resolutions, though, for the three major Toronto pro sports teams. So we're looking at the Maple Leafs, the Raptors, and the Toronto Blue Jays, and we've got a resolution for each of those teams. We've been talking about the Raptors, so we could start there. What is your New Year's resolution if you are the Toronto Raptors, Dave?
Well, look, we just talked about the Denver Nuggets losing their big man, the best man in the league, obviously, in Nikola Jokic, the undisputed world number one in terms of being very good at basketball. The Raptors need another big man. Their resolution, Bobby Webster's resolution, and I'm sure this is actually Bobby Webster's resolution. I don't think this is any secret. This is
Yeah.
not some crazy demand from some whack job sports blowhard. This is just common sense. They need to trade for a big man because with Jakob Pertl on the outs at times with this bad back that's been giving him trouble all year and keeping him out of the lineup far too often. They've shown again and again that they don't have a good alternative. I'm not sure the signing of Mo Bamba is going to be that alternative. So I think this is kind of basic Raptors 101. Trade for a big man and pronto.
Yeah, I mean, mine goes very similar to yours, and mine's to continue to build around Scotty and Brandon Ingram, right? I think those two have proven that they can be the pillars of moving forward with a core group. And, RJ Barrett's played really well at times, but could he be used as a piece? Could quickly be used as a piece? Jacoby Walter, like there's a bunch of different players that I think you could look at as pieces that could be moved. But I think those are the guys you're building around. And to your point, find a way to continue to add to that group and really try and build your own new big three. Because like you got two guys who you like and that are feeding off each other very well this season. You add another one, you add a third, and could probably be a big man. I think would be the most preferable option. But continuing to build around those two, I think should be the resolution here for 2026. As for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Dave, what's the resolution for the Maple Leafs?
Well, look, man, this is a big moment. This is a big year for the Maple Leafs, Sal's brother. 2026. It should be a resolution year, and the resolution should be this, and I'm pretty sure it is from Keith Pelly, the CEO of Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment. It is this team better have a deep run at the Cup, or they got to start rethinking this core.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's the next couple months are going to be huge and key for the future of this team, I think. For me, play with more urgency and consistency on a nightly basis. Like that's all I want to see. What we saw last night, let's see that on a nightly basis. When the stars are in there, when they're not in there, no matter what, I want to see high effort level, high motors, winning puck battles, special teams being successful, good goaltending, and all of that comes down to effort and just playing consistently and with urgency. So for me, I want to
Yeah.
see that on a nightly basis. That should be their resolution starting in 2026. How about the Toronto Blue Jays, Dave? What's the New Year's resolution if you are the Toronto Blue Jays coming off a run to the World Series?
It's pretty simple, Al's brother. They made a lot of money during the World Series run. They need to keep spending a lot of money to remain a World Series contender and to remain the big dog in the American League East.
So what's that entail for you? Go and get Tucker, Bichette, one of those guys? Is there
Why
someone
not
else
both?
out there? Both.
Whatever it takes.
Go get both.
Whatever it takes. Hey,
What's
man.
mini Jerry's on them landing both Tucker and Bo Bichette? I mean, they're both
Yeah, it
still out
doesn't.
there. It doesn't seem like anybody's willing to meet their demand. So they're gonna have to come down on their number if they're gonna sign some deals here. So could that could that open the door for the Jays to swoop in with a couple offers to both these guys? I think it's possible. I don't think it's very high. But what would you say? Maybe 12% chance? You think
Yeah, I give it
12%?
somewhere 12 to 20%. I mean, it's not impossible that they do it. I mean, obviously, it's not our money. It's easy for us to say, keep spending, keep spending. There is no salary cap yet. There is going to be one if Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, has his way. But I do think this is a moment, and we talk about it on the show a handful of times, brother, where with some of these teams talking about being in sort of beating the drum of cost control and in the lead up to what appears to be a labor war brewing here between the Players Association and Major League Baseball over the issues that surround the salary cap, or the hope for a salary cap on the owner's side. This is a window for a team like the Blue Jays, who, let's face it, is owned by a company that's worth as much as any other owner and more than most owners in Major League Baseball. They're as rich as anybody, and maybe richer than almost everybody outside of maybe Steve Cohen with the New York Mets. This is the moment where you can get a competitive advantage by being willing to spend. The Yankees have talked about not wanting to spend too much. The Red Sox have shown they're not willing to spend too much. You can become the big dog in the AL East if you're willing to lay out the cash necessary here. And yeah, it's easy to say when it's not your cash, but we all know that the prices are not cheap in that barn, that the beers flow very freely, that they were making money hand over fist, and that they can afford to put a great team on the field. And great is what we're looking for here, not just good.
Yeah, I mean, they completely have reset the expectations with the run they had last year. Like next year, it's again going to be World Series or bust. I truly believe that. For them, they're going to want to get back to the World Series. And if they don't, it'll be a bit of a disappointment. And for me, one of my resolutions for the Blue Jays, if they want to get there again, I think they got to find a more reliable closer. Like Jeff Hoffman, like, did he get the job done to get them to the World Series? Yes, but he also blew the save in the biggest game of the game. And how often were we worried when that guy stepped up to the mound this year to close out a game? You know, depending on which month it was, you know, you were sitting there kind of pooping your pants a little bit because you didn't know what Jeff Hoffman you were going to get. Now, he settled in towards late in the season, and on the playoff run, he pitched fairly well, I will admit. But when push comes to shove, he didn't get it done. And I just want someone who I feel far more confident in closing ball games for the Blue Jays next year.
You're 100% right on that. Yeah, and we talked about it at the trade deadline. It was like, can they find someone to supplant Hoffman as the closer? The answer turned out to be no, and it ultimately turned into the main issue, or one of the main issues that kept them, you know, from winning a World Series.
Yeah.
And so I'm with you, brother. That's a great resolution. Let's hope Mr. Shapiro and Mr. Dak can share it.
Yeah, there's not much out there in terms of free agency anymore, right? They didn't go out and spend the big bucks on the closers early in free agency. They found homes. So maybe it's the trade market that they'll have to, it's probably going to end up being the trade market if they are going to improve their closer role. But we'll see. You know, still a couple months to go in the offseason. I think they made like a minor league deal today, I saw, bringing in some relief arm. I don't anticipate that guy to be the answer to our questions. I just
and again, we
didn't
anticipate a minor leaguer named Trey Savage becoming a World Series starter.
This is true. Or Nathan Lucas.
And he did.
Nathan Lucas, another improbable name that, you know, rose to stardom. Ernie Clement, you know, another improbable guy who went from career minor leaguer to established big leaguer, you know, this season. So you're right. I should not shortchange this fella in 2026. My 26 resolution, I'm going to be more open-minded in 2026 to players like that.